area from air conditioning to air conditioning and get that over quick if you're going to suit in Arizona. Like we did it to a baseball game once, but our baseball stadium is inside and air conditioned down to the 80s, so it's still not cold, but.
Oh, no. To be honest, it's kind of funny as how you have like your AC set to like here, like during the day, I put it to just like 78, so like right below 80. But I tell you what, you go outside and it's dang near 100 plus, you go in, it feels like you're going into like a 60-degree house when it's 70 or 80 degrees outside. So it does feel, quite wonderful. So
we said, hey, PSA, it's almost too late, but if you have an air conditioning system in your house, have somebody check it now and not in August if it breaks down.
Oh Lord, dude. Oh. And no, like seriously, like you do not want to be known as that person with a nasty, sweaty, hot house. Like, what I mean? That's like a reputation thing. If you're known as that person that's got great AC, they're gonna be like, when you have a party or something, they're like, we're going to their place because we know their AC works. If you're one of those that has like a little window air conditioner that's like, or where was it going? That little air conditioner, that little stupid one that they already did like the videos that prove it doesn't even work. It's like a little mini
personal air conditioner.
Yeah, it's like a little personal air conditioner. Yeah,
it's a water fan.
It's essentially a water fan. Like even someone ran a test on it, and he's just like, here's a little temperature gauge, and it starts and it's like 80, and it's like an hour later, oh, it's 79, and cooled down by a degree. Oh, snap.
I don't know if anybody watching this has ever heard of a swamp cooler, like an air conditioning style that it only really makes sense where like in Arizona, it does make some sense because it's super dry here because it's humidity cooling. They take like a cold cup of water, you blow a fan over it, and like essentially is how it does air conditioning. And in Arizona, that kind of works a little bit to a certain degree. I mean, it's definitely nothing like a big powered like on your roof air conditioning. Oh yeah, we put air conditioners on our roofs in Arizona. That was another weird thing.
Oh,
Pennsylvania. After years and years, our house finally got like that's. I think one of my parents got a raise or something, but we got central air eventually in PA, and it's you putting it on the side and the back. Every big thing that kicks on, and here it's on the roof. I was like, are people stealing air conditioners? So we hide them on the roof. Like,
I know, right? It's just amazing.
Don't know why. It seems like it's a bad place. It's really hot up there, so it seems to make it harder to operate. Maybe it makes it not freeze out this much. I am not an engineer. Engineers in the chat, tell us.
Oh yes, engineers in the chat, please tell us how.
Evaporator or whichever.
Oh no, I'm seriously like, oh my snap. We got some more joiners tonight, so all right. I had to long story short, I had to restart Instagram because that's another janky. When you go live, one of the most frustrating things, you're trying to interview someone, especially, like you or whoever, and you get started on an interview, and the friggin' thing just, it'll like sit, like I thought I recorded the entire, session, and we get done, I'm like, all right, and then you look, sorry, we did not record that. I'm like, you have that moment where, you get flustered, and you want to take your phone, and you want to just throw it, because it didn't, it's not the device, it's probably the internet or your crappy 4G LTE or something that, something technical, but it's just like you blame the object instead of like the situation. It's just like, stupid phone, you just want
to. You have me to fill air for you. I can just ramble. Let's talk about air conditioners for the next 45 minutes.
I know, seriously.
By then, Instagram will have its stuff together.
I know, like at this going rate, we are just going to end up sitting here waiting and praying and hoping that this works.
It seems the stream services are like pull start lawnmowers where you gotta give them a while, or like diesel. I don't know, who's better metaphor? Diesel engines. You gotta run for a bit before things start working. I know my Twitch thing, my feed will just be like, yeah, you're still not on. It'll be like sometimes 3, 4, 5 minutes where like the feed stabilizes. And
or like you got the ones they even got in the loop, they got the nice little sound engineer dudes and they're tweaking everything and playing with it. And like, all right, talk. You're like, okay, how do I sound? You're echoing. I'm like, So like literally, like, I hear you. Like you're doing an interview as being the interviewee, and it takes like an extra 10 minutes. All right, make sure the sound's right. Make it just right, and then before you know it, you're like ready to go, and then they're like, oh wait, the sound's not right. I'm just like, you just have that moment where you're just like,
lockdown has turned all of us into some level of engineer, like AV tech person.
all right, like seriously, yeah, I hear you. Like totally, like me even trying to get this little computer speaker to do something, it did nothing, but I still made a valiant effort, so I can tell myself, I can tell the audience, I tried to be a techie. I failed, but it's still, we can still hear you pretty well through the laptop. So.
Well, good. Just give them the best that you can.
And of course, as we're just sitting here rambling, I mean, Pepper and I, yeah, seriously, we could seriously rant for like the entire stream, like just about whatever. But if you guys have any questions, we got YouTube Live, we're on Instagram Live, we're also on Facebook Live. So it's kind of like a Q&A session, so you can get to, I'm just as kind of like the middleman Dutchie of the situation. If you guys have any questions you'd like to ask and get to know the Pepper Coyote better, please shoot them on the different streams in the Q&A texting box, and I will ask Pepper, and he'll answer them. So yeah, he's here and he's ready to mingle.
Ask me things. Call me Cora, because I have answers. I'll definitely say something. I'm probably less professionally helpful than Cora.
Oh right. That's like one of the funniest things I saw once was there. I think it was on DeviantArt, I believe. They actually had like, it was kind of cool. The guy, he set up like this, it was like an image of a Sona, and you would like ask it questions, and it was kind of like a Magic 8-Ball approach where you just ask, I don't know, do you like anime? And he'd be like, no. Or do you like Paws or Maws or something? He'd be like, oh, yeah. Or, it would actually respond. It was very interesting. So it's, but no, hopefully we'll be a little bit more animated, a little bit more interesting than, don't get me wrong, the art was great, but I'm like, I know, for just everything, no. Or the classic. How much did your fursuit cost? Yes.
No. I will refuse you 3 times.
I will refuse 3 times.
Price of my,
what was that? What's his face? It was that cutaway from Family Guy where they had Sean Connery try. You ask her 3 times, she says no, and then says yes. It means yes. I'm like, oh my goodness.
I'm thinking of either the Bible or Austin Powers' an opening scene where I think it's Will Ferrell is the guy. It's this rando character, and it's if you ask him a question 3 times, like I can't stand being asked the same question 3 times, then he answers you.
That's one of the best scenes of Austin Powers. Is just like, if you ask it 3 times, it just kills me. I'm like, yes.
Oh, I can't stand being asked the same question.
It just drives me insane. Why would you do that? Oh, looks like something.
No. You see, first he asked 2 times.
Oh, here we go.
Which is the first in a new question.
It just doesn't. You just like your head spinning, and then I think after that he gets like stuck in the neck. All right, so I got a question. Yes.
You're right. And then everything explodes.
I like the.
His girlfriend explodes.
Oh yes. Machine gun Jeblaze. Where did I miss this, baby? I'm like, yes. Okay.
Yeah, they had enough money they could put her in the first scene. I'm not being in this whole sequel.
she said no. We'll just get Heather Graham, and I'm like, don't get me wrong, Heather Graham. I'm not going to complain.
A reason to rotate like Bond women. Austin Powers. Did they remake that yet? Recently, was there like a Austin Powers 4? Did I dream that?
I'm kind of wondering. I'd have to definitely look it up. I'm sure it's something. I'm sure they did. I'm sure they did. Whatchamacallit, one of those fanfic little where it's. Where you think there was like a Titanic 2, and then it just did all this weird cut scenes from like different Leonardo DiCaprio movies and Kate Winslet movies, and somehow made it look like there's a Titanic 2. I'm like, oh my god. But anyway, I'm sorry. First, we got a question here from Darwin Fox. What's your song "Lighthouse" inspired by?
What inspired by? Sorry, I can only hear you when you face
Oh, your song Lighthouse, what was that inspired by, Pepper?
Oh, that song. That question has a definite answer, and I love that I can have a non-wishy-washy sounding one. Lighthouse was a commission, which is weird, which seems weird because it's such a personal sounding song, and it's a very personal commission where there was somebody who they were like a person I spoke to on FA at the times, and they wanted a song that would serve kind of like as a, I was gonna say obituary, that's the wrong word, as a eulogy, like sort of to eulogize one of his sister's friends, and they were very young, and they actually killed themselves when they were very young, and that, if you go to Lighthouse with that context, everything just probably clicked together, like, oh, that is the literal meaning. But beyond that, it's just a general song about loss and tragedy, because and specifically, like, it's not like, oh, oops, bad luck. It's a specifically preventable bad things happening. Would be the tone and themes of Lighthouse. Sorry, that was really heavy, but that's what that song's about. It does have a specific thing. Most of my music doesn't. It's just kind of, oh, it's about this vague idea that has a definite answer.
That's really good, and it's so great and meaningful, especially when it sounds like one of those songs, like you're saying, some you just do it for the heck of the fun, but then it definitely seems like one of those ones that put a little bit more like emotional and a situational into that song. So it, like when you hear it, you just, like when they say in a really good song or whatever, you feel the emotion that the artist is producing, and it's like people, I could see them like crying towards the end of the song, especially is like when you hear the words and whatnot, it just really, it tugs at that heartstring. Like, so absolutely, that's great that it has such, good and empirical meaning behind the song, more than just, oh yeah, it's a song about a lighthouse. It's like, no, there's more to it than just that, because some people, it's good to just know that it had such a touching part about it. So
I'm glad it connects with people the way it does.
absolutely, well, and that's one of the great things about artists and everything, is that's what works, is you connect with people because then they feel what you feel. It's like being on a parallel almost, so it's fantastic. All right, let's see. Let me check. What do we got here? Okay, Caraway Collie is asking, how are y'all doing?
I'm doing pretty well.
All right.
It's been a decent Sunday afternoon. Oh goodness, what did we do today? Oh yeah, the air conditioning was also on the mind, because today we had our like checkup on the air conditioner. That was before, but this was like getting our vents cleaned out, because we moved into a new place, and we were like, oh, how messed up were the vents? They've probably never been cleaned ever. So got HVAC guy, the same one who checked out. Like, we found a local person, which was also a fun time. Where I don't know if there's like a mega corp of air conditioner repair people, but this is just like a guy who works for himself, who lives like nearby, and it's nice that our community will stay in the community. Yeah, that's the only thing that's happened today. Other than that, we like ate some bagels.
Nice.
Made coffee. It's been a good Sunday. And now we're talking to friends. Look at this. How about your Sunday?
I mean, seriously, how much better could a Sunday possibly be? I mean, doing that, making sure your house ain't gonna freaking die in the middle of, we're coming in on summer heat, which, and Arizona is like one of the only other worst places to live in the summer than Florida. Because you guys get the good guy to like 120, 125 sometimes.
I want to shout out to Nevada and a lot of Southern California for getting the same temperatures as like Las Vegas, the same thermostat temperature, same humidity level, but they're known for the gambling. So people don't talk about how hot Vegas is to Reno to a degree.
Oh, right, exactly. They don't really.
Of like Rancho Cucamonga, California, and Death Valley.
I didn't know. Oh, it's like the surface of the sun in some of those places. Like, what was it? King of the Hill. There was an episode where they went to go visit his mom in like Arizona, And I think he had his air conditioning on. His truck, like, oh, it ain't so bad. And then Bobby gets out of the car. He's like, it's like the surface of the sun. Oh! I'm like, yes. But it's weird is what's
The
weird.
city is a monument to man's arrogance.
I know. But
that clip.
the weird part is I was just, like I was saying, I just visited Darwin Fox last week, and he lives in like right around the Dallas area. And he wasn't kidding. It gets pretty dang hot in Texas too. So what is Bobby from King of the Hill talking about? Texas gets nasty hot too. Like they'll get 110 or so, and it's just like, haha, sucks to be you. We're in Florida where it only gets 90 and probably 130 humidity, but it's.
Yeah, it's all the surrounding things. It's hard to express with numbers.
Oh yeah, it's like
see it in different places.
Like if some people don't do the typical research of the wet and dry bulb temperature or whatever, it's just like no, wet heat is worse than your typical dry heat. It's oh yeah, if it's a sweaty nasty 120 as opposed to regular 120, you're gonna want the dry 120. You're not gonna want to get too crazy with that. Oh, and we got another question coming in. Huh. Okay. So we've got Sunday is boring for me. I had to make a call to work, which was probably the most energetic thing I've done today. Oh. Okay. I guess that's getting something done, right? It's better than nothing. But yeah. Let's see. Oh. Okay. So we got another question coming in from Darwin Fox. How did you and Fox Amore meet? And then the next question is, will you guys be at TFF 2022?
Well, TFF is when I always try to be at, so I'll make every attempt to do it. The real question is it always comes down to whether or not the cons will happen.
Will happen.
Or like essentially, there's not as long as there's no circumstance preventing it. I could have, if I don't know, if my brother decided to have his wedding on the same time as TFF 2022, then that would be a no. But yeah, every effort will be made for us to be there. I like that one a lot. And I'm sure by then Fox will have Fox has half of his vaccine now, but he's in the UK, so like coming to the US, there's like the rules are, I don't think you have to do various things to be able to cross right now, so he's stuck in the UK for a bit.
Yeah.
But as far as us meeting, we met online when there was he was listed as the Fur Affinity music moderator way back in the day. Like he was like a legacy guy where they just stuck on it because like music wasn't definitely not at the time a very big thing on FA at all. Anyway, it was just about the visual art and the stories to a lesser degree, but. We DM'd each other a couple of times there, so we became aware of each other. And then there was a show where a singer dropped out, and I filled in. It's just like a generic and boring sounding. It's like how everybody gets their thing. If somebody was sick or hurt, and I filled in and did okay, and there we go. It was a good old piece of luck. I've had a great time working with Fox since then.
Amazing how it just like things like that, how it just falls into place. You just, like you're saying, like the right time, right place, right situation, and you're just like, you know what? I'm gonna show them what I can do. Bam, so it definitely paid off. It's good.
I'm not much of a gambling person, but it seems that in general, you just try the best you can do is you try to get yourself in as many situations where a good thing could happen, and then hope that the luck happens. Like at some point it does, and sometimes it just never does, which is the sad, the depressing part. But yeah, sometimes it works out.
Well, that's every day. Nice. Like that's the old saying. Like some people say, the stars align, and this and so on and so forth. You flip the coin, and it comes up heads, and comes up heads like 10 more times. You're just like, all right, this is either a good sign or a bad sign, but at least in that case, it worked out for you. Let's see. Do we have any other?
Sure.
Oh, right. Let's see. Do we have any questions coming in? All right, we got some on Facebook just saying hi. So the usual little, not anything against it, but we got, sometimes you get little spam message guys sending a bunch of highs. You ever, that's actually not, that's actually another interesting question. So the spammers are the ones that do like 1,000 hi, 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 hi. How many of those in a typical day do you get?
I think it's through a combination of furry being not quite as big as other fandoms.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I had the same like small level of notoriety in the anime community that I do among furries, it probably would be a bit more. But I think I'm just too boring. Where it'll take me like 4 days to respond to a hi anyway. So I think I've just like used, and I've been around for 10 or 12 years in the fandom. So I think I've just like burned through everybody who was gonna send me 50 hi messages already. So I'm out now. I don't have enough people saying hi to me in my DMs. Feel free to do so. I probably won't say anything, but
I mean, it's just amazing. It's just like it's like we all feel the same. Like whether you're bigger or smaller, some just think, oh, it's only the big ones that get attacked with the hi hi hi. I'm like, no, I'm like kind of like beginning like entry level of some people knowing who I am or whatever, and still like every day I'll get like, and I think the most common I think is probably Facebook. I think it's usually you get the hi 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 hi. Hi, I like your suit.
If you stick around for another 8 years, eventually everyone will have done that.
So
then you'll have peace.
Eventually they'll just start to phase out. Where just before you know, you're just like, even at one point, I even had one person where I actually stopped them in their track. I think it was an Instagram spammer going hi hi hi. I'm like, here. Of course they'll go, later on sometimes be like, oh, no one wants to talk to me. And I'm like, I feel bad for you, I understand. But instead of just going, hi, 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 how about you say, something like, hey, how's your day going? I really like your suit. What sort of video game, like to start a generalized conversation. I'm like, more than likely, a furry will probably answer better. And they're like, so interestingly enough, it worked. The next time they message me, instead of saying hi, they're like, hi, Splitz, how's your day going? What kind of video game are you playing? I'm like, oh, well, this is good. I got a conversation going. So before I know it, I'm like, oh, hey, I'm playing some, Monster Hunter or something like that. So it's, don't get me wrong. A lot of these guys are, they can learn stuff. It's very cool to try to expand their mind and help them, learn to, socialize a little bit more. So
the biggest reason to do things at this point in my life is that it gives me a way in to more easily talk to people, because I've had any social skills I've developed were all through like effort and concerted work. Where I had a really hard time when I was younger, and since then, like I don't know if I enjoy sports otherwise, like watching them and like, stories around them and stuff. But oh yeah, let's go Suns. The Phoenix Suns are in a playoff game right now. And as soon as this is done, I'm running over to see the end of that.
Nice.
But even knowing anything about, even if all you know about the sports is the name of the team and maybe like the best guy, if you could just, hey, so how about blah blah blah? Hey, that was just that good that they won. People immediately would just go, oh yeah, that was.
No, like 100% agree with that. Is
the equivalent of going hi is going, hey, how about what? But the reaction is very different.
I know. It's just like.
It's okay. You just go, move on.
I call it's like I called out with my roommate, and he's good being and everything too, and he's just like, he asked me, he's just like, how do I socialize and this and that. I'm like you were describing, I call it fishing.
Look for a thing you like that they like.
You're like, oh hey, let's talk about video games. Oh, they don't like video games. Yeah, let's talk about sports or cars or 9 times out of 10. I mean, some might just like nothing, but I guess at least it's something you have in common. We both hate everything. You're like, there you go. You have a conversation. You could do like that pity party. You could do like a pity party together and just talk about things you hate. So I mean, hey, that's in the fandom too. So that's a whole subject that you can just cascade a bunch of different dialogue about. Oh, we got another
Furries do that same thing, but they're like, aren't dogs cute? It's like, yeah, dogs are cute. Like, look at this dog I drew. It's a good dog.
So it looks like Caraway Collie says that he met Fox Amore at Furthermore 2020 and would have met you too, but he didn't see you. So if things go well, you know, TFF 2022, if it happens, there you go. That'd be yeah, Furthermore. Right.
I think it was the actual last one before the pandemic.
Yeah. I always thought, yeah. I
remember being at that.
Being there and just being like, knowing what was to come. It's just like you're seeing like it's like one of those monumental battles in like a movie trilogy. You see the big army coming. You're just like, this is Corona. Just it's like, oh boy.
That's the last thing. That's the last thing I remember doing before it was full mask time. That was the last period I can remember going to a place where I did not have a like actually until now, because vaccinations are everywhere. Just if you're in the U.S. at least, if you're outside, I'm really sorry, and hopefully Canada, at least some of my Canadian friends are starting to get their shots. But if you're in the U.S., just get one. They're just throwing them at people.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, they're throwing them everywhere. You eat one for breakfast or something. You know, you'd be good to go. But, I mean, seriously, they're like the clinics that were the COVID test sites like 5 months ago. Now they're all, you want to get a COVID test or you want to get shot? You know, you get two different options now. So, let's see. I got another question from Darwin the Fox. So, besides music, Pepper, what are some other hobbies or interests that you really enjoy?
Ooh, so my thing recently has been so this isn't sports to me because the level I do it at I don't think can be counted as sport. But I just got myself a basketball, and I live near enough to various public basketball hoops, and I've just been doing free throws. And now, after like a dozen or so sessions of just kind of going casually shooting free throws, I can do it. I feel like I'm doing it on purpose now. Where before I just threw it at the hoop and maybe it went in. Where I'm like, oh, okay, I can tell as soon as I release it whether that thing's going in or not. Like I'm getting a feel for like I'm trying to develop, I don't know, coordination, more coordination, something. Hobbies that aren't that. I've been reading books. Like Jeff Vandermeer, who's the guy who did Annihilation, which was a movie recently with like Natalie Portman, Natalie Portman.
I think so, yeah.
A couple other things. I've watched more movies recently than I have in a bit. You know, nothing horribly interesting. What's the weirdest? French press coffee. I bring this. That's a pandemic thing I picked up because it's not. I thought it would be expensive because it seems very fancy. But a French press is like $20. You get a cylinder. There's no electricity or anything. You grind. You do have to grind up your own coffee dough because you have to do a coarse grind, and the pre-ground stuff is also fine. You get like sludgy coffee. So you grind your stuff, put it in. You just boil water, and you put the coffee directly into the cylinder. You just put the hot water on it. Put the thing. You wait 4 minutes, and you smoosh down this filter that puts all the grounds in the bottom, and you pour coffee. And it's great. It turns really crappy coffee into like gourmet tasting coffee. Like, wow, this is like the fancy open source. What am I talking about? Ethical source? Free source? Free trade? What's coffee called when it's like cage free? You know what I mean?
Oh, organic? Or is it organic or?
Not even organic. It's like, we didn't use slaves to harvest coffee.
See, one of the audience members might be able to answer that one. Like, yeah, what is that kind of coffee where it's just like completely trade free or something? I don't something trade free like maybe or slavery free, which is like, right.
You can get no conflict diamonds, which is like, okay, this diamond isn't from like a child war in the Congo. Like, there's one for coffee, but it makes your coffee taste like incredible fucking brewed here in town stuff. But it's just, I got like 8 o'clock coffee, which is just a mass-produced, cheap-ish. I wish like Folgers they don't sell like whole bean coffee. It's all pre-ground. Give me some crappy Maxwell House. Give me some chock full of nuts.
Oh.
You're chock full of nuts?
He's
that brings in every store.
Somehow all of a sudden he always talk about nuts. But no, I agree. Like, chock full of these nuts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Their varieties would be like new from chock full of nuts. Bofa.
And then just have like a little. And they just have the lines that they can get away with on the coffee can. Take a smell of these nuts. You just be like, yes. You would just lose it.
Nuts on Clark.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Oh. Let's see. Do I got any other questions?
So yeah, friends, if you want to feel fancy and not spend a ton of money on anything, try a French press. But you do have to get a coffee grinder, and if you want to be real about it, you have to get one of the hand crank ones, because apparently the spinny blade ones aren't right, and the internet will tell you why, and you'll be like, I don't get it.
Right. No, it's just, man, like your typical, you know, we don't like to work.
Like this, it's wrong. If you grind it like this, it's better because the surface area and the, okay, I guess.
Honestly,
pretty similar.
Yeah.
It's like beer nerds, like ultra beer people are like, oh, the sulfates, the oxide levels. What are you talking about?
Oh, no. This is a great example of something interesting like that. And don't get me wrong, I love my steak, just like King of the Hill, I can't kill. I was at a friend's place about a month ago for a barbecue, and they did that type of I forgot what the scientific term was for it, but they put the steaks in like little vacuum bags and they put it in like a tray of like there we go, thank you.
Called a sous vide.
And I'm just like, they were doing that, I'm like,
water cooking.
And I was just like, and they describe, all the great ways, the advantages. I'm like, all right. And then I'm like, how long does it take? It takes like 4 hours. I'm like, okay. I mean, good things come to those who wait. But when you want steak, flame on, turn on that charcoal or propane grill, and that thing's done in like 10 minutes. I guess 4 hours is good for. I mean, if you're at a party though, and you're, most people at parties get a little hammered anyway. They don't care. They'll be like, oh, hey, there's steak. Just eat it. You just gotta have one
thing like 3 hours before the party starts, and then it'll be done.
Then you'll be good.
Okay, so the genuine best use of the thing you described, soup, which the way you usually get them in the U.S., you get a pot of full water, and there's a little clip-on thing. It looks like a blender, like the hand blender thing that you like stick in and always makes a mess. But it doesn't do that. It just gets hot and it gently circulates and heats the water. So instead of boiling it, it's like it'll raise like 150 or whatever, like hot but not too hot water, so you can cook stuff very gently. And the idea is you can make the steak uber soft and leave it cooked medium rare but still cooked. And if you do boiled eggs with it, you can end up with like a an egg that is cooked and hot but also basically liquid.
I know, he's like, oh. You just crack it open.
I love runny egg. If you can somehow keep an egg completely runny, but also hot enough to make it like not full of disease, I want that.
I know, like it's like you see in like those TV shows, like or whatever, the cartoons or movies where they got the the fancy eaters, and they got how they got they put the egg on the little holder and then they crack it open and they eat like right out of it. I'm just like, huh. I'm trying to think what that's called. I'm sure someone here probably knows what that term is, but
I think you should call it an egg cup.
Just like, an egg cup or something. Yeah, it's like a little egg tower thing, and that's their breakfast. They like crack it open, they eat it, and like, all right, but it's. Of course, they probably city it, so it's an egg that was slowly boiled over 4 hours to get just the right consistency.
I appreciate eggs so much. Like, people talk about, if I couldn't eat eggs, that would be a nightmare. Eggs, I'm very sorry for anybody who has egg issues.
Oh, right, yeah, exactly. Like, hi. All right, we got another joiner. We got, who is this fluky? We've got the secret husky. Oh, what's that husky secret? I'm kind of curious. Makes you kind of wonder. Oh. Ah, so cute. No, you're cute. Thank you. Well, no, but yeah, I know. It's not wrong. Oh, so he said we're so cute. That's a good sign. Let's see. Let's see. I guess we got one question coming in on YouTube. Do you know what PDCF is? PDCF.
Say it again for me.
P as in Paul, V as in Victor, C as in Charlie, and F as in fruit.
What about that?
If you know what that term is.
I don't think I do.
I know. Yeah, no, your guess is as good as mine. Actually, I did a stream a few weeks ago that was just about all the different acronyms in the fandom, and like half of them I don't even know. You know, like what was it, OC or whatever. I'm like, I don't know what that is. You know,
I do know OC, original character.
Yeah, like I hear that term so many times. They're like, oh, someone's copying my OC. I'm like, huh? They're copying your Orange County.
Yeah.
Just what a guy! You just gotta do a derpy idiot answer, and then just like, are you serious? And they're like, no, I don't know what an OC is, honestly. Or for a while, I didn't even know what EDM was. I did not know EDM.
Yeah.
Like, and then now.
Because of the fandom.
Yep, because of the fandom. So, yep, somebody like butted in, and they're like, oh, electronic dance music. I'm like, oh, okay, that's what it is. I thought EDM was everyday man or something. I don't know. I just made up a stupid name for it because I didn't know what it stood for. So I learned something new every day in the fandom. Oh, looks like we got a question coming into
instant. There's a thing near us. It's an EDM festival called, I think, Electric Daisy Carnival. So that's EDC, where you listen to EDM.
Oh, nice. Let's see. Can I boop you? Oh, okay. I guess we're gonna boop you quick. I just booped you on the screen.
I can boop. To stimulate, I'll just boop my own microphone.
You just boop your own microphone. There we go. So we'll do a snoot boot and boop. There, we got a snoot boot. We got a boop snoot right there. There you go, folks. You got a snoot boop with the microphone. All right. Let's see. Any questions coming in? Oh, Mikey Wallace says, hi, Pepper. I love your music.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that you listen.
That is wonderful. No, it's just
By the way,
huh?
If anybody wants to, if you don't know, if you've never heard my music before, if you look up Pepper Coyote under artist on any downloading or streaming or YouTube music service, you'll find all of my stuff. Also under Foxes and Peppers, that's me and Pepper, me and Fox Amours. Long-running collaboration. Right.
Interestingly enough, is like even being in the Telegram group for a hot minute, like the Foxes and Peppers, and I'm just like, I just joined in there because hey, I like foxes, and I'm like, wait a minute, Pepper Coyote. Holy smokes! I'm like, I just tripped and found out that you're, and I'm like, oh my goodness, it's that Pepper Coyote. I actually made this mistake. I made a rookie mistake. This was about a year and a half ago at MFF 2019. So, were you at MFF 2019?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I was still kind of new and fresh in the fandom a little bit. So I get talking to another, to a bird on Telegram. And his name was Pepper Fox. And I'm just like, oh, Pepper Coyote is like, no. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, I don't know. It's just like, I felt like a jerk because I'm just like, I'm just like, oh, hey, oh, that's a cute name. And I'm like Pepper Coyote is like, I'm not Pepper Coyote. I'm like, oh, sorry, dude.
Man,
I'm sorry.
That's gotta be like a bummer for one person who happens to be named Pepper.
I just like,
it's just a generic noun. Like I might as well. It's like if I called myself like Milk or Wood or like Green or something. Like it's just such a common
blue,
word.
Brown, Foot. Call yourself.
Hello, my name is Plastic.
My name is Plastic Guy. I know, it's a matter of time. That could be a trend that could have been totally started. I bet there's been some furries that just have like generic names.
Food named Coyotes, which is fun. There's like a toast coyote, bacon coyote. We went through a lot of things to make a breakfast with the all the different coyotes.
Oh, let's see. Oh, we got another.
I was gonna say I got time for a couple more questions, and I gotta, as I said, go to witness the aforementioned Suns playoff game.
Oh, you know what thing I do really enjoy is speaking of the Suns, one of my favorite players. I don't know much about basketball. Steve Nash, right? He was a Suns player. That's what I liked. I always saw whenever I saw him playing, he just just making them threes like nothing. I was like, I really enjoyed watching him play. Did he retire?
Yeah, I think if he's not retired, he's like real old at this point.
Man, he just be all
part of the beginning of the 3-point revolution, where now everyone is just expected to be able to do threes. Like Shaquille O'Neal, I think shot 1 3 in his entire career. I think he missed it. Like I think he tried once, and he's like, man, you can't do that anymore. You can be huge, you still have to be able to snipe.
And they got like
from way back.
Like seriously, they got like wasn't Steve Nash only like 5'7", 5? He was like average height. He wasn't like a big dude. So
he's still like average for NBA. He was like 6'2".
So he just like he had to, sometimes if you had those towering 7-footers, he had to make the,
Jump real high, shoot a big hook.
Oh yeah, just the infamous Kareem Abdul-Jabbar skyhook. Do that. So, let's see. Oh, we have another joiner. See what I mean? It's like I put a day and a time and all that stuff for a stream, and then everyone just kind of, I'll just show up when I feel like it. I'm like, this is it's a special little time.
That's live, baby.
That is life in a nutshell. I'll show up eventually. Yeah. Anyway, let's see. Do we have any other questions coming in, folks? We only got a little bit of time left with the Pepper Coyote for some questions, and of course, I got some extra questions just in case, just to keep the conversation flowing and going. Let's see. So, this is a good question. What is your favorite non-alcoholic drink, and what's your favorite alcohol drink?
Ooh, for non-alcoholic, like my true answer is juice. If I can have an actual juice. I love that. And when I say actual juice, I mean like not like drink. Just even from concentrates, well, is fine. But if it's a juice that has like all the fruit matter in it, it's still look at how cloudy and weird this apple juice is. Like, yes, that's what I want. It has all the nutrients still in it. But my less boring answer would be the no sugar cream soda Dr. Pepper. That's also diet because I hate diet, but that one is good. Well, palatable. It's almost as good as a non-diet soda.
Nice.
So go for it.
True.
Dr. Pepper plus cream soda. And then for alcoholic, like beer is too broad of a thing. So let's say bourbon, because if I have to choose like a liquor, that's it. Bourbon, the American version of whiskey.
Whiskey, have it with the whiskey now. I just think about that bit from what was it, Futurama, where they go to that island with the bones vampire thing, and then the Scottish guy gets her like that big fish tank full of whiskey. I'm like, yes, a small whiskey for the lass. I'm like, yes. But no, I agree. A good like Jack Daniel's honey. Oh my god! Like when that one.
It's a classic.
By itself, or if you throw a little Diet Coke, mix it up a little bit, make it a little interesting, then it's just fantastic. But yeah, I totally agree. Bourbon is fantastic. Let me check one more time. If you got any questions from the audience? I hope you guys are having a great night. Wish you guys are doing well. Oh, Aaron the Julian, that's really sweet of him. He hopes we're having a really good night, and he really wishes us well. That's really nice. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Who is the cutest suitor?
Oh, it's been so long since I've seen suitors. I'm not like I haven't been bought that because that answer would usually be like whoever I had like hung out with or seen most recently at events. So I think guys, it's you, Splitz. You're the most recent Sooner I've seen.
All right, sweet. It's official, ladies and gentlemen. I have been named cutest suitor by the Pepper Coyote. The fact that I'm the only one he's seen in like years.
You will receive a plaque and commemorative certificate.
All right, I'll do the cutest suitor of the night. I'll take it.
Cutest suitor of June 13th,
2021. Yes. Out of desperation, no one's seen suitors for such a long time. I'll take it. I'll take what I can get. Let's see. Oh, so besides like music and stuff like that in the fandom, do you have like a regular day job like throughout the week? Or no?
I do, but I'm lucky in that it is also just more music.
Okay.
I sing at it's still singing, but it's I sing at more not I don't say I sing at church singular. I sing at multiple churches, like of various denominations. I'm a singer for hire. I'm a ringer, as you would call, for choirs. Sometimes they're like, oh no, we don't have enough baritones and we need some. Like, well, if you pay me this much money, I'm like 6 volunteer baritones, so I'm really loud. Like, I'll know the part pretty well, and if I don't pay me.
If you're 6 times, then
that's never happened either.
Then you could just act,
I have pride in what I do.
Very good.
But I can sight read, so I can go to places where we're doing classical music, sing the songs, and help them out, especially around like Christmas and Easter. Those are my big times.
Oh, heck yeah.
I have a church service I can work at. I'm doing like 5 a day around those times.
Dang, not bad. Great. That's fantastic. No, there's nothing wrong with that. Just utilizing your talent for not just the fandom, but out of the fandom. Because, some, they are a fursuit dancer or something in the fandom, and then their day job, they're, I don't know, a teacher, or what are usually a lot of furries? That some of them are usually like rocket scientists and stuff. So it's just like
people.
Or anything. So it's great that you keep both your passions in and out of the fandom like on the same parallel. So that's fantastic.
Yeah. Hey, I'm happy I can make a living purely off of music.
Oh right, no, that's
real luck that I've experienced in my life. It's doable, but oh boy.
All right, and of course. Oh,
yeah, I got time for one more. Give me a good one.
All right, are you ready for this one, Pepper Coyote? You ready for this question?
Oh, yeah.
Are you sure? It's gonna be.
Well, now that you've asked,
it's gonna be a doozy.
Multiple times, I'm not sure.
Oh yes, this is one of them types of questions. All right, last but not least question of the night. Pepper, do you have any questions for me?
If you could have let's just say even infinite money, like you would just get it for free. Thing for your current like tech stream setup, what would you just instant swap out? Like, what do you get? Would it be a new camera, a new PC completely, monitor, microphone, input, sound card, headphones?
I would totally go
share.
See, did you just say share?
No, share, like
I thought you said share. I'm like, I guess I could have Cher come here and sing, Turn Back Time or whatever that song she did like 100 years ago. But no, I would totally agree. Definitely unlimited. The PC is a pretty good setup right now, but I'd totally be down for like newer, higher power camera. I would. Pepper. Uh-oh. Hello. Oh no. Ladies and gentlemen, I have just cast a spell of freezing on Pepper Coyote. He just suddenly froze. See how we were talking earlier about how Discord is just wonderful? So this is what you get with Discord. Discord just swing or miss situation. So with that, we finished up the last question. So I would totally get a new streaming setup. I would get a nice microphone like he's got. I would get the headphones, or just borrow stuff from my boyfriend or whatever, of course. But that's the fact of the matter is, being content and happy with what I got at the moment. I can make do a little bit of redneck streaming. But ladies and gentlemen, oh no, Yeah, Pepper just. Oh, he's still here.
Oh my god.
Still there? Oh Lord. Just. Oh wow.
Just. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, goodness. Hi, my computer. I sent you everything on Telegram. My computer crashed literally the moment I finished asking the question I was asking. Just froze up.
Like yeah, he literally like froze up, and then I just did a whole thing where I was like, I cast the freezing spell on Pepper Coyote. And just like no, you're like freeze framed. I'm like, oh boy. Let's see what do we got
I
here.
got on Discord on my cell phone now, so I could like wrap it up in a non-sudden way.
Here.
Thank you very much for having me on, Splitz.
Oh, cool, huh?
I said thank you very much for having me on.
Oh yeah, I really appreciate it, and thank you so much for your time. Good luck with the Suns. Hopefully they do good tonight, and you're a really sweet, wholesome being. I really enjoyed talking to you and getting to know you a bit better, as well as the audience here, getting to know this behind the fur of the Pepper Coyote. So thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you.
Hey, same back at you. I'll talk to you again soon, Splitz.
Absolutely, I'm totally down. So heck yeah, I'm thinking like BLFC this year. I'm very tempted to get back to conventions now that they started up. Are you hitting it up?
Yeah, hopefully I'll see you there.
Oh snap! There's a chance. So you're saying, Mary, there's a 1 in a million chance that we're gonna see each other at a convention.
Right.
All right, you take care and you have a good night, buddy. All right.
Bye-bye. See you later.
Bye. Take care. Boops. And there you have it, folks. That was great and wonderful. And yes, Darwin, I totally agree with your suggestion. I definitely need better internet. Although it's actually, ironically, my internet's been working okay. Pepper Coyote's internet or computer crashed. So technology, right? Love it, hate it, mostly love it. But so, all right. I'll answer any last questions. What do we got for time here? Holy smokes, it's 9 o'clock already. Thanks, Pepper. I can't wait to see you perform Sunday. I know. But there you go. So he snuck in a little bit and still said hello and goodbye for the night. He's got to catch some of the beans playing some Phoenix Suns basketball. So I didn't want him to interrupt sports. If you're a sports fanatic, I totally understand. Me, unless it's the Minnesota Vikings in football or the Minnesota Timberwolves in basketball, or as you can tell, I'm a Minnesota fan, Purple Pride, the Vikings in football. I'm like, I'll watch the sports eventually. All right. So Fluffy, hi. So yeah, I definitely need to get some more internet going. Remember that episode of what was it, South Park, where the internet broke and they had to go to like Silicon Valley and it was just a big giant Linksys router. That was the internet for the world. And Kyle's like, hey, I think I know what's wrong. Unplugs. He plugs it back in, and then the internet comes back. So fantastic. So with that, I really do enjoy and appreciate that every one of you guys came here and you took time on your evening. Oh boy, my phone died. Uh-oh. So anyway, for you guys on YouTube and Facebook, Instagram, it'll probably cut the video and it'll save it, of course. Thank you guys so much for watching my stuff. I really appreciate each and every one of you. If you want to check out more of my stuff, I am on Telegram at SplitzT, at SPLITZ. Find me on YouTube as SplitzHT, like HT, Hot Toddy, or Happy Tony for short. Of course, on Facebook and Instagram, I am Splitz Happy Tony. Give me a follow. Come and say hi. I can't guarantee I will respond like immediately, but Telegram is my #1 mode of communication. So if you guys want to get to talk to me a little bit more, oh, there we go. So you see it? There we go. That is my Telegram. That is the bestest, most splendiferous way to get a hold of me is to talk to me on Telegram. I almost answer instantly. But yeah, please give it time. And I love you guys. You take care. You have a good night. And what's great is to just soon enough, the conventions are back. Get your vaccines done. Spread love and trust and affection around the fandom. No, the toxicity. There's so much in the world. The last thing we need from recovering out of this pandemic is more sadness and anger and hate and all that. Love, folks. Spread the love. Love will drive the fandom. Hate, toxicity will destroy it. Honestly, I mean, we're getting there, but I wholesomely believe that at some point we are going to definitely take this fandom to a whole new level and just make it as great and wonderful as I hope it can be. We can do it together, folks. All right. Y'all have a good night. Dutchy Boots coming your way. You guys have a great night, and I will see you around. Night.